In this segment, I'm going to take a look at the Resequence option, and that's the Resequence toolbar here on the right-hand side of your workspace. And if you recall, I had shown earlier in the Quick Start guide that you can turn on and off the Resequence guide with this button right here, found at the bottom on my editing toolbar. So, for example, if I click on it, it hides the Resequence bar. If I click on it again, it opens my Resequence bar. Now, there's no objects currently in my embroidery design, so why don't I go ahead and create a few objects. So I'll create a couple circles and a couple squares or rectangles, and maybe I'll go ahead and create myself some sort of any shape object. Hit enter. Maybe a turning angle fill object. So we have several objects now, and why don't I go ahead and just change some of their colors. So I think I'll turn visualizer on, and we'll make, let's see here, I'm going to select these objects, and I'm just going to give them different colors, and that way we have some sort of just plain old objects to work with in our design workspace, and it makes it easier for us. So okay, so for example, here's all of the objects that I've created, and this is the resequencing toolbar. Now, notice one thing about the resequencing toolbar. Right now, it's sorted by objects. It shows me all of the objects in the design. If I choose, I can have it sorted by colors, and it'll just show me the colors of the design. So I got green, red, green, orange, yellow, purple. If I want to go back to objects, I just click on the button, and it goes back to the objects. I also have this button here which says More. And when it's open, it shows me not only what the object looks like, the object type, the stitch type, and the number of stitches in that object. And if I click on Less, it just hides it and just shows you what it looks like and the object type. So we'll turn it to More for right now. And one thing I wanted to show you is down at the bottom. So the way that this design sews is whatever I created first will sew first, and whatever I create second sews next, and whatever I created last will sew last. And that's what you can see in the sequence view. This is the sewing order of my design. And you can use the Resequence toolbar to change the sewing order. So for example, if you would like to have the purple shape be the first thing to sew, first of all, I selected it by just clicking on the object in my Resequence toolbar. Now that it's selected, down at the bottom of the Resequence toolbar, I have some options. I have top, which would be move it to the top of the list, make it sew first, in other words. This says up, which would move it up one object, so it would put it before the yellow object. You also have down and bottom, which are not available at the moment because, well, it's the bottom object of the list. And then the final one is delete. So this is another way that you could delete an object. So for example, if we would like to have this purple object sew first, I can just move it to top with this button right here. And it puts it there at the top. So this is now the first object that will sew in our embroidery design. So we just changed the sewing order. And you can do those, move these by using the arrows. You can also move them visually. If I just select it and then click and drag and bring it to here, it moves it to that location in the sequence order. So you can actually resequence your designs by click and drag, as well as resequencing them by using the little arrows. Now another thing, if I switch it back to colors, I can move this an entire color by selecting the color and then moving it, say, down in the sewing order. So now yellow sews first and purple sews second. I can combine colors. So for example, I'll go back to colors. Green is sewing twice. I have two green objects in this design, but they're separated with a red object in between. If I was to say, click on the green color here, left click and drag and bring it over top of the other green color and let go, it combines the two greens to be one green color in the color order. So if I show the objects now, you can see they go yellow, then the purple one, then the orange one, then the red one, and the green one, and the final green one. So you can reorganize the way a design sews using the Resequence toolbar. In fact, that's the primary function of the Resequence toolbar, although there certainly are many different options. For example, selecting objects that are difficult to find, or even just understanding the objects of your design in general. So that's a little bit more about how to use the Resequence toolbar to change the sewing order of your embroidery design.